Friday morning at the rendezvous. John's starting to pack up. He's going to head out today.
How are you doing?
Good. How about you, John?
Good.
Always good meeting you, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Hope to run into you again.
You bet. Good trip, John.
Take care, Croc.
Wow. Howdy, John. Good to ride with you, make your acquaintance. I'll look forward to seeing more of you guys. All right. Great.
Take care.
Stay to the left. It's Friday morning, and Tim Leventhal is giving a little Rocky Mountain College on Nez Perce language.
Expand, and the ones that acceded to the government demands went back to Lapland. And I understand. And then what did you say around Kamiai? That some of them never got involved, and
They stayed.
they didn't like.
Joseph was basically, you might say, the camp coordinator. It was to Ho Zolt and Looking Glass that were the rebels. They were the war chiefs, and so but the Kamiai people that stayed behind.
And everybody, and Looking Glass went over the border, right? He went.
No, it was Whitebird.
A Whitebird went over.
Whitebird
Looking
and
Glass
about
got killed.
40, we think, made it over the border and wintered with Sitting Bull.
I think there was more than 40. But came up with a word of a few rendezvous back that I hadn't heard before. But he said tukas.
Tukas, yeah.
Tukas. And he says that was a digging stick. And it also can be a cane. And so I kind of delved into that word a little bit to find that out.
Oftentimes after a large fire or something, it's those plants that come back. We call them indicator species. By knowing those plants, we know what trees we can expect to grow. And so that helps us with reforestation. It also helps us on the other end when we're doing timber harvest. By knowing the habitat type, we know what trees to plant if we're going to do some planting, or if we need to save seed trees, we know what trees we better be saving, because those are the ones that we hope will throw the seed that will bring in the natural reproduction. So that's kind of where I'm coming from on a lot of it. But there are other plants, and Curlyhorn, I kind of volunteered you along with Tim, and maybe we can just kind of share our information as we walk around. Of course, in the matter, deaden some pain. And if you have like a toothache or something, well, you can pack this in along that, and you'll get some relief. It's also good as a tea. I don't save many plants, but I do have some at home. Well, they have previous capacity. This is interesting. This is a grand fir. Mostly we have grand fir and two rank. In other words, there aren't many needles that are on the underneath side, and so that's a characteristic. The little sap sacs bulb. Friendly, but you grab these guys, and they're stickery. One year when our daughter was in the crawling stage, I got an Engelmann spruce for a Christmas tree, and she was going over like that with her hand, and I just smacked her hand in the tree while my wife caught me. The kid going, "Whoa!"
Bet you didn't do it again, did you?
I didn't know. It was the only year we ever had a spruce. The genus is Carex, not a grass, and it has these seed heads right on top. There's several species. When we were in the mountains, Mike, that short sedge only is about that high, and the mules just loved it. That's elk sedge. Right here. Same one. Okay, well, I don't feel so bad other than not being a very good observer, you know. Case Arbo or whatever, I don't know. And the guy would mention the name, and he would have him repeat it and write it down. This is more your concolor fir. And the thing about the concolor fir, as opposed to what I was calling a grand fir over there, is that the needles are longer, and they tend, these white things that you see on the bottom, they're called stoma, but these concolor fir also have some stomas on top of the needles.
No, rhizome. Well, but they didn't need the
Oh,
rhizome.
but the rhizome.
So so much of that grows around, so I want to know about it, you know, the Tillamook's and the Halens and stuff is all up and down the Olympic Peninsula. So there's a botanist over there who teaches classes, and he's just sharp. He's kind of an egghead, but he's just really, really sharp. And
Back in the areas where there's western white pine, it's the alternate host for white pine blister rust. For the blister rust to complete its cycle, I can verify that because there's a couple of huckleberries on it. But the leaves on the Menziesea are more rounded, or what they call ovoid, and this stuff really gets high. And the huckleberries, there's 3 different species of huckleberries, and this is the most common species.
it sure is a neat flower. But what I find
When we were in the mountains,
when I first learned
another species of huckleberry, it's called grouse whortleberry, and it has a little tiny red berry, and I really don't think you can pick it fast enough to keep ahead of your appetite. Yeah,
There's that gooseberry that Mark was talking about.
and those berries are dead ripe.
Really? You actually had some?
Oh yeah, a couple of times. This black moss is called old man's beard, and it just uses the tree for support. And of course, when you want to impress your kids, well, then it's an impromptu mustache from the summer before, and they had black moss bread, and Thompson's comment was, I could never come to relish it.
Anyway, nettle is one of the top cordage plants in the Northwest, right behind
She can do that.
dogbane hemp or Indian hemp.
Yeah, but I don't think he does.
Typically, you want it end of the season. It matures, gets tougher, stronger, but you can make it green too. Being stinging nettle, you have to deal with it. The more you handle it, the less you pay any attention to it. These are older, and ideally they would have soaked for at least overnight, maybe even a day or two to get in deeper. Anybody wants to do this. This is my method, or the one I prefer. It's not, I know some of you have done where you roll it on your pant legs. I've never got real good at that. And you can make a lot of cordage real quick that way, but the way I'm going to do it, I think I have better control.
I didn't. I did it like that.
Yeah, that's what I do. Off your hands and out of the.
So does that sting?
This doesn't know. And this right here I picked. I pulled it on the way up here. It was it's been drying in the sun for 4 or 5 days, and it's not stinging. But anyway, you want to be able to break it apart just like you do the dogbane.
Does it matter which one?
Nope. You just want to break it open where you can get to the inside of it.
Can I borrow that one?
You see on the inside, you got this heart pith.
So you just split it once you.
Yeah, just go ahead and open it up and keeping your thumb up against the wood, because you want to save the fiber length as much as you possibly can. And once you get that first piece off, then you can just go down it and pop it, or put your thumb on the backs on the outside and pull against it. It's like peeling. If you're having trouble getting long fibers out of the, trying to peel the whole long one, just break little short ones of the stuff in the middle and peel it out the pith. And that's kind of the way you do willow in the fall after the sap's dropped of any kind. The smaller the fiber you can go down, you can break it down into, the stronger the piece is going to be. And then if you get that outer casing on, take your thumbnail and just pull your cordage through, and it'll peel you out of it.
The idea is that each side has to roll equally. Just hold on to that. Each side rolls equally, and damn, it looks nice. But if it doesn't roll equally, then it's going to be shitty looking, okay? And it's not going to be as strong.
And you can make cordage out of yucca. Oh Christ, just about anything that's got long fibers. I mean, they all have their different strengths, of course. But
okay.
That deer got
I
away.
guess I just failed.
well, we're working.
Yeah, I'll bet. Look at that. I'm sure that was at a splice. That was a.
Yeah, we needed to keep them wetter when we were stripping out the fibers. And
In Texas or in Kentucky or California, if it is any cat or dog, you should probably cook real well. When trichinosis goes to the muscle, it's really, really painful. It is just miserably painful, and the medication is so liver toxic that you're going to have liver damage for the rest of your life. Your brain will kill you, and that does happen.
Well, no more medium rare cougar for me.
Yeah, just well done.
It's Saturday morning. Most people are going to pull out this morning, so we're turning the meadow over to the cows. It was a good little rendezvous, good ride, and a real good time. That's all, folks.